In January of 2020, our world was about to change forever. And not only with the shutdowns and things that occurred, but also in the realm of manifestation and law of attraction. 1,000 people went through a 5-step process and manifested hundreds of thousands of dollars while so many people were struggling using a 5-step process. Testimonial after testimonial after testimonial start to flow in, ranging from hundreds of thousands of dollars to $500 to $5,000 to $20,000 and everything in between, from dream cars and dream homes over to sales and great business strategies and sales soar. People start to flow in with the winds and financially booming. Manifestation is not a magic pill, and it's not something that's inconsistent or unpredictable. It's actually something that can be very predictable and consistent if you know the rules of the manifestation game. The 5 rules that are necessary to move forward need to be played, and they need to be played well on a daily basis. As you start playing by these 5 rules, the manifestation world will start to move forward a lot easier and a lot quicker than ever before. Ideas that you think about, ideas that you desire to have in your life will drop in the subconscious mind and start to flow in record speed, collapsing the timeline of your overall success. As we get into the manifestation principle here, remember that manifestation is a scientific principle, that we understand that thoughts indeed influence and create reality. It's important to always understand as we move forward the amount of testimonials and wins that come into place here, one after another, are all done by other human beings like yourself. None of these other human beings are any better or worse. None of these human beings are at a different level of awareness in the idea of being a soul living this physical body. The only thing that's different is the level of awareness that they live in on a day-to-day basis, using these manifestation rules and keeping consistent with the overall idea. These 5 steps can help manifest in any desire that's actually intended, anything that's desirable and wanted in the physical life that we live in today. Joining into step number 1 here is getting into a very clear picture of what it is that you intend to occur on the physical plane. It's more than goal setting. It's more than just setting intentions. It's getting into the frequency of the thing you're desiring. All the students that went through that 5-step process started to get very clear on exactly what they would do with the money once they received it. So if they received $5,000, if they received $10,000, $100,000, euros, pounds, whatever kind of currency, they wrote down what they would do with the money. What was their intention to actually have occur by having the money come in? What was the motivation? As we get crystal clear on step 1, we start to realize we need to start thinking bigger. What would we utilize with the money, not only for ourselves, not only for our family, but also for the world? What would you do for causes, charity? What would you provide to people in need? What would you do with the money for yourself? What would you do with the money for your family? What's the long-term vision at the same time? Where do you intend to go, and what's the mission that you're on driving the money motivation moving forward? See, money only motivates to a certain extent. We need to go well beyond money and get to a space where we're starting to grow our causation of helping people in this world. Now, step 2 as we move into it is constructing an end scene in the imagination. The imagination is the powerhouse which law of attraction actually operates through. The stuff all around us is called thinking substance, and it's moldable, it's shaped. As we shape and mold this energy, how we do that is through the mechanism of imagination. We form pictures on the screen of our imagination, and as we form a picture on the screen of our imagination, we can mold and shape that picture however we see fit. We may sharpen the image, we may change the image or modify it, or we may change it entirely into something different. Now, just because we're using our imagination does not mean anything is going to manifest. We need to start getting very detailed on what it looks like to already have the things in step number 1. We need to get crystal clear on seeing in our mind, what would it look like if you, not somebody else, but you, we're actually giving away $5,000 to a cause and charity that you select? What would it look like if you had an extra $50,000 in your bank or in your investment accounts? What would it look like if you started to thrive in a business or a career and full-time job? What would you do with the money was step number one. So step number two is seeing what you would do with the money in the imagination. As you start seeing the money, you start seeing yourself in possession of the things that you want. Whether it's a dream home, a specific person like a soulmate, a dream car, a dream situation, a dream job, a dream business, a dream career success. Whatever it is that you're intending, small or big, getting crystal clear on the details of the having and the receiving of it is step number two. As we creep forward and move forward and progress into step three, it's called the activation phase. Every end scene in the imagination, as if we already have the thing we want, has to be associated with a feeling state, which means happiness, joy, expectation, standard, accomplishment, ease, relief, blessed, gratitude. We need to actually associate an end scene with a feeling. As you start to activate the feeling, it's a frequency you start to embody. As you start saying an affirmation or visualization or doing your gratitude list, step three is pivotal to activating it into the real world. As soon as you start to feel the end scene you're seeing in step two, it drops from the conscious down to the subconscious powerhouse. The subconscious is connected to the superconscious. The subconscious is inside of you, but also all things at the same time. And the superconscious is all connected to be all things within the zone of the universe or source itself. So as we drop the idea from the conscious to the subconscious and the superconscious has all of the tools, plots, plans, strategies, people, and opportunities for you to actually receive the thing you started with in step number one. That's why there's no need to guess on how it's going to happen, or no need to guess on where the actual money or thing I desire to manifest is going to come from, or when that thing is going to come into play. As soon as that idea is dropped into the soil of the subconscious and superconscious minds, it will be a physical fact in time, as long as we don't dig it back up. The analogy comes from also planting a flower, planting a tree, planting a bush. It takes time for these seeds to go into the soil of the ground, be watered, also with sunlight and nutrients from the soil, to sprout and actually see the physical result come onto the physical plane. So it's really important that we get the idea. The same thing applies for your ideas. If you planted a seed for a tree in the ground and you weren't seeing it sprout after a day, 2 days, or 5 days, would you get frustrated, freak out, and wonder, why isn't it happening? Why isn't it happening? Why isn't it happening? You wouldn't do that, right? You understand it takes time, it takes nutrients, and it takes watering of that seed to eventually sprout into a full-grown tree. The same thing goes with your mental desires. It's going to take time to have the seed drop from the conscious to the subconscious and start to germinate and start to grow. So step 4 is the watering of that thing, of that idea, giving it water, nutrients, sunlight. The same analogy applies from the tree, flower, or bush over to your mental desires. We have to fuel it. We have to grow it. We have to water it. Now, water, nutrients, sunlight, all of that is actually considered different emotional states within your being by letting and allowing. So what's important here is you're trying to manifest in something that you want. Bring in the water, you bring in the nutrients of the thing that you're desiring, and that's through feeling grateful, that's through serving others, that's through reprocessing your mind to be prepared to actually accept the thing into your life. That's actually dedicating time to aligning your identity with the overall desire that you want. All of those things are synonymous with the nutrients, water, and sunlight we give to flowers, plants, trees when we look to make them grow. So ultimately, in step 4, letting and allowing, you want to get into the idea of 3 things. Number 1, rewiring your consciousness to be prepared for the receiving of the thing. Example, if you were trying to manifest $5,000 into your bank account as soon as possible, we need to rewire your mind so you're not actually guessing when's it going to come or where's it going to come from. Instead, we need to rewire your mind for positive expectation of $5,000 to come in. So we may go into a phase to allow yourself to actually feel abundant now before things happen. We may go into a phase of feeling alignment with money and wealth now before it happens. We do a whole process of rewiring so that you're preparing your place. You're preparing yourself to be able to receive the thing you're wanting. Number 2, gratitude. Starting to be thankful for the things that are, the things that have been, and the things that will become. Being grateful for everything that's coming into your life right now is really hard to do when they're the things that maybe seem like challenges. But remember, everything is two sides of the same coin. If you have challenges coming into your life, they're equal and opposite growth opportunities for yourself. So if I can be thankful for the challenge that's coming into my life, I can also say thank you for the opportunity for growth. Thank you for the opportunity for evolution. Thank you for the opportunity of moving forward. And the third component of letting and allowing is service. Helping people, complimenting, increasing people, advancing people, moving people forward. The fantastic book, Science of Getting Rich, covers this so well when Wallace D. Wattles talks about the increasing thought or advancing man or woman. Being able to increase more life will come to you. Hold the door open for that person. Give a thank you card randomly out to somebody. Donate a little bit of money, whatever you have possible, where you can donate to something that you admire and actually stand for cause-wise. Look to serve people in your business. Look to serve people at your job. Look to be better than yesterday. As you're starting to do that in that third component, you're trying to look to become 1% better today. And it's not about beating other people or competing. It's about looking yourself in the mirror and competing with you, becoming 1% better every single day and saying, how much more good can I do today? Launching into step number 5 is repeating this on a daily basis, doing the following exercise. You're going to actually write down 3 things you want in step number 1. You're going to actually visualize one end scene at a time in step number 2. So just come up with end scenes, details, and write those down. In step number 3, you're going to associate a feeling. You're going to write those feelings down associated with the actual having of the thing that you're desiring. Step number 4, after you're going to let and allow, you're going to go ahead and visualize for 60 seconds you feeling the feeling and visualizing the end scene in the mind or the imagination until you feel it's in your possession. After 60 seconds, you're going to move on to desire number 2. After another 60 seconds, you're going to move on to desire number 3. This exercise literally takes 3 minutes a day. Very simple, very easy. And again, win and testimonial after testimonial after testimonial shows and proves this strategy works. It will create consistent and predictability in your life, in your results, and in your flow of manifesting desires into your life. Again, these wins, these testimonials are showing you that it's proven possibilities using this 5-step process, and that's all they're using is this one formula. After you do the visualization of the 3 things in step number 5, I encourage you to do it again in the afternoon and again in the evening time. So your first exercise of 3 desires is first thing in the morning. You're going to find another 3 desires. These are different desires. You don't write down the same ones. You find 3 new desires. Go ahead and write those down. Visualize them for 60 seconds. Move on to the next one and the next one. And then finally, you're going to do it before bed 3 times in the evening or nighttime. So at the end of your day, you've asked for 9 things. You've aligned with the belief of those 9 things. And now you're ready to receive those 9 things. And also in step number 5, I encourage you to repeat this exercise daily with 9 new things daily. You're not visualizing the same thing. You're visualizing new items and things and happenings on a daily basis. As you start to get used to this, you start to ask for 9 things daily. You're going to start to be a really good asker. And as you start to align with those imaginal end scenes in the imagination and feeling them to be true, you're going to become a great believer. And as you start to align with step number 4 and letting, allowing, you're going to be a great receiver. My first mentor, Bob Proctor, I always remember this quote. He said, Scott, be a great giver and a great receiver. I like that. And I think you should take that on as well. Be a great giver and a great receiver. It's morally and ethically okay to also be a great receiver. As you start to give more, you also can have the opportunity to receive more. If your nervous system goes all haywire and feels scared or not okay with the receiving items, actually feel that nervousness. Listen to that voice for a moment. See what it needs. See what it wants. understand it more, and it will allow you to actually align with the receiving of the thing that you're desiring. Remember, manifestation is not a magic pill. It doesn't have to be inconsistent, and you don't have to overthink it. Overthinking is the essential block and plateau most people get into. They overthink, they don't know what's going on, and they try to figure out how it's going to actually happen. But that's where the word faith comes into play. Realize God, universe, higher source, power, higher self, whatever you want to call that thing, is much more intelligent than you or I, and knows a lot more because it's in all people. And one of the greatest things I want you to remember with these 5 steps is the bridge of incidents, or the bridge of events and bridge of happenings. Neville Goddard coined this phrase, bridge of incidents, that allows you to understand between now and the receiving of your desire, there's going to be a bridge of happenings, opportunities, and incidents that occur for you to actually receive the thing you want. So the universe orchestrates all of this. You don't have to. Yes, you need to give your best. You need to more than fill your present place. You need to give your best in building a great business. You need to give your best in building a great career or giving your best at a job. You need to give your best in going out, and if you're looking to manifest a specific person or soulmate, going out and meeting new people. If you want a dream home, going around and figuring out maybe where you want that dream home to be located. God doesn't do things for us, it does things through us. So when you're in the law of attraction manifestation sphere, action is just as crucial as visualizing. You need to give your best. You need to align with the actions in your marketing campaigns in the business. You need to align your sales calls in the company or the business. You need to align yourself with the proper job and giving your best at that job. You need to take action that's inspired from your visualized place. You might not always know what to do or how to do it, but that's all you need to focus on is 1% better every day. Take one step forward. After you visualize, after you ask for your 9 things that day, ask yourself, what's one thing that I can do today to move my business forward? What's one thing I can do today to get that better job? What's that one thing I can do today to increase this skill? What's this one thing I can do today to actually get more aligned with my potential partner? What's one thing I can do today to actually get closer to that dream car? Most of the law of attraction ideas talk so much about the mental plane, but you also need to work on the physical plane. You need to fill your space with positive and reinforced action. After you visualize and you actually get into action, you'll be blown away at how much the universe orchestrates serendipitous, synchronistic, coincidental events into your life that allow you to receive the thing exactly as timed. And the coolest part about it is you would have never guessed on how that would have even happened in the first place. This is Haug signing off here, and in the comment box below, I want you to go ahead and write down 1, 2, or 3 things that you're looking to manifest and use as accountability for your exercise. You could even use the comment section every day to ask for 3 to 9 things on a daily basis. Write those in the comments and then write, done, I activated, I did the 5 steps. Make sure you subscribe. All these law of attraction secret videos are pumping out every single week. It's going to give you the blueprint and framework you need to positively move your life forward. So make sure you're subscribed and click that bell icon so you get notified when we send out this great law of attraction secret content. It's pivotal for you to increase your level of awareness on manifesting items into your life. It's not enough to read Think and Grow Rich or Power of Subconscious Mind or reading other self-help books or YouTube video series and personal development or audiobooks in the car. Instead of knowing things intellectually, we need to have you start embodying, applying intelligently everything that we talk about here on this channel. And this is your go-to channel for really raising your level of awareness and rearranging your level of consciousness. And the only thing that you ever need to do as a concluding note on this video is you never actually have to try and get the thing. It's all you need to do is try to rewire your consciousness to be in alignment with the thing. If you can remember that last phrase and remind yourself every day, it's not about me trying to get the thing. It's about me trying to realign my consciousness to be in harmony with the thing. You'll be on your way to manifesting more miracles and results faster than you even imagined. It's Haug signing off here. I look forward to seeing you over the next video. In your comments below, I want to see how many things you can possibly ask for, how many intentions you can put out, how many things you can believe and receive as you move forward.